Hi, my name is Berto, and from 2007 till now, 2021, on and off, I've been posting various online projects, including hundreds of YouTube videos. And you have no idea who I am. When I was little, I really loved comedy. I loved movies, TV shows. It was a really big part of my life. When I was about 9 or 10, my mom brought home an old Hi-8 camcorder that she bought at a yard sale. She wanted me to take a look at it and figure out how it worked because she planned to send it to Mexico. That camcorder never made it there. Once I started playing with it, I fell in love. I put together these little stop motion videos, I filmed myself doing these comedy sketches, or what I thought it was. I loved things like Saturday Night Live and Kids in the Hall and sketch comedy shows and improv, and I wanted to do it. My mom was always very cautiously supportive of my creativity. She never told me not to do it. She never said no. She never said stop it. She just always wanted me to have a backup plan, and I appreciated that. So as I continued, I would just dream of different things that I can do. Where can I show this? I didn't really have a way to do it. Then in 2005, YouTube came out. The site where anybody can post any videos they want. And slowly you started getting these YouTube celebrities, which are just people that were on the front page that got noticed. And a lot of them were doing vlogs and comedy sketches and short films. And I wanted to be a part of that so badly. In 2007, I posted my very first video on my account. And I just started posting in a series called Writing with Berto, which was essentially just me videotaping myself while I drove around and talked about nonsense. I taught myself how to edit. Shortly after that, I would start filming actual vlogs where I'm walking around, filming my life, which have now become this time capsule of my 20s, where I can see what I was doing, who I was hanging out with, what was on my mind. And it's such a gift to be able to go back and look at that, because not everybody has that ability. During that time, I started meeting other people online who were also making videos. And I met this guy named Crumbine who had gathered all these different people online and created this little hub of creativity where we started collaborating, and he allowed me to be part of that, where we would take part in this web series called Webcams, where we would be sent scripts, record ourselves talking, and then he would put them together in this cohesive, hilarious video. It was a chance for me to show my personality to other people, which was silly and weird, which people don't actually get to see. People that I know now that didn't know me back then have no idea what my actual personality is like. They see a very quiet, calm guy, forgettable person. But that's not me. And in part, I made that decision to not show that part of me to those people. Because I guess in my head, in a weird sense, I decided you don't deserve to get to know that part of me. Having said that, there were other jobs where I was able to be that part of myself and just be on and tell jokes all day at work. And I loved it. But it was also exhausting. Because now, in a weird flip, at that job, they didn't know the other side of me, where there was a lot of sadness and darkness. Later, I decided to start an online radio show. It was always a lot of fun. Quality was terrible because I would just use my phone to do it, but it was another way for me to be creative and do things and just fantasize about being a movie director or a radio host or something in entertainment where I can perform. Mind you, I've never really had thought at that point about being an actor. I wanted to direct. The reason I became part of it was because I had no choice. I didn't have a lot of friends that would help me, and I had to act in my own material. like have a puppet named Larry who was a monkey that was trying to kill me. And we had a whole series about it where he would answer questions in front of a green screen. Having been on YouTube for a few years now at this point, I decided it was time to get out of my comfort zone and try to go to some of these meetups. The first meetup that I went to was in San Francisco, where I got to meet other YouTubers and just see all the other people that were creating on this amazing site. I had the confidence to go to these things even though I was so dreadfully shy. And then came Bright Night Films, a new channel that I created specifically just for these types of projects where I'm doing my short films, web series, comedy sketches, where I have this centralized place where I can put them with an actual name and brand, wearing a mustache, pretending to be some weathered detective. Several years into making videos and other content, it becomes very apparent to me that even though I've been working so hard, there's still nobody watching. But I couldn't seem to break through. Nonetheless, I did not give up. I wanted to keep going. I would not stop because to me, it was this necessity. Then in 2014, I lost my mother. And it was like a light had been snuffed out in me. The one person who had given me that strength and support to be creative was now gone. And so was my creativity. I didn't want to create anymore. I didn't even want to talk to anybody. I began to go through some of the darkest times of my life. During that time, I made a lot of bad choices. And the darkness came over me. About a year later, out of nowhere, I found out I was going to be a father. And in 2016, I had my first child. It was my son Sebastian. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that 100% my son saved my life. As time went by and he started showing more of a personality, I started seeing a lot of myself in him. That curiosity, the creativity, that light that I had lost, he had. And there was a spark in me where I started feeling hopeful again. And even though that darkness will always constantly be there, I know now I can keep it at bay. I decided it was time to do something. I was working in IT, and I decided to start another channel where I would do an unboxing. It seemed safe. I could slowly get back into editing, dip my toe back in the world of YouTube. I think it's time to be creative again. YouTube gave me the confidence to do a play, to be in front of hundreds of people and act. We're only here for such a short time, which would be a damn shame if you didn't try to do what made you happy. And that's what I'm gonna try. It's time to get to work.